Hi, I'm Libby Wegner, and this is one small thing that you can do to increase your wholeheartedness and presence in your life. And today, I want to talk about one of my favorite things to do that helps me feel more wholehearted and present, and that is to memorize a poem. Now, you might be thinking, ooh, that sounds like a lot of work, or yeah, homework? No. But I'm not sure why people feel this way. I find that when I find a poem that I like, it could be one that someone else has written, it could be one of my own, doesn't matter. By memorizing it, it allows me to have the freedom to learn about it and listen to it deeply in many different ways. Plus, you never know when you might be invited to share a poem, like at an event or, one of your friends or something. You don't have friends who ask for poems? Huh. Anyway, so the first thing you have to do in order to memorize a poem is you have to find one that you like. And you can certainly choose one that you've heard before that comes from one of your favorite poets. These people can be living poets or not living poets. But one of the things I like to do is I like to look in anthologies for new poems and poems that I like. And I have lots of poetry books, but I've got two anthologies right here that I thought I might share with you. So this one's edited by Roger Housden, and he collects a lot of different poems, and I really like the way that he puts things together. This one is called Risking Everything, and there's 110 poems in there. And then one of my other favorite ones is this one, edited by Garrison Keillor, called Good Poems. And one fun thing I like to do, you can see there's little markers and stuff in here. I like to just randomly open it up and then say, okay, this is the poem for today. So like this one says How to See Deer by Philip Booth. I don't even know that poem. But anyway, that could be the poem for the day. So you find a poem that you like. And then what I like to do is I like to print it out on a piece of paper. So you can see this is just a little poem here for memorizing. And sometimes little poems are best to start with because it doesn't seem so daunting. But I like to print it out, and then I like to, kind of fold it up, and I carry it with me. I carry it with me in my bag or in my purse, sometimes in my pocket if I go for a walk or a hike or whatever. And then what I do is I begin memorizing one line at a time, one line. And I imagine the way that it looks on the page, like maybe what the last word of one line is and the first word of the next line, because those become kind of like anchoring places for me as I'm trying to remember what comes after. Because I have to get the words in my head and then in my body so that I can memorize them. So this poem, in fact, is an E. Cummings poem, and I've already memorized it, but I wanted to have a visual aid for you. And originally, I memorized this poem because I wanted to share it at my grandmother's memorial. And but since then, this poem gives me a lot of solace and reminds me of a few things about the natural world. One, about the seasonality of things. One, about the just kind of unobjective joyfulness about the nature and what we can find in nature. And so I'll share it with you now. And it's called Thank You, God. Thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leafy, greenly spirit of trees and the blue, true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died again today, and this is also often what happens actually when you memorize a poem, is you could forget it in the middle of it because you think you've turned off all your technology, but no, things are flashing across your page and dinging. Anyway, okay, so like if you're reciting a poem and you've memorized it and then something like that happens and you have to stop and do it over, like I thought, oh, I'll just re-record this, but no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to start where I was, which is to say, this is the sun's birthday. This is the light and love and wings of the gay, great happening, illimitably earth. How can tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, lifted from the no of nothing, human merely being, doubt unimaginable you.